Good day, chess lovers. Reginald here, and today I just want to show you the perfect trick that you can simply do to your chess fellows. Now, you always know that white starts the first, right? Now, white knight to f3, and then black pawn, of which is d7 to d5, right? And then white pawn, e1 to e4, right? And then black pawn, d5 to e4. Now it beats. Now white knight, f3 to g5, and then knight g8 to f6, right? And then white pawn, d2 to d3. Now it's prompting the pawn which is placed to e4 to beat. Now already it's falling for a trap. e4 to d3, right? And then now you release what? The bishop, f1 to d3. Now the pawn, black pawn, h7 to h6, right? Now knight g5 to f7, right? Now this knight is targeting what? The rook, which is placed to h8, and the queen, which is placed to d8. But the king is going to beat. The king is going to say e8 to f7. Now what are you going to say? You say bishop, which is d3 to g6. Now the king is falling for a trap. It's going to say f7 to g6. Now the opponent lost the queen, right? Lost the queen. Simple as that. But how about this? How about this? How about knight to f3, right? And then black pawn d7 to d5. And then white pawn e1 to e4, right? And then black pawn d5 to e4. Now to beat. Now white knight to g5. Now I'm targeting what? The pawn. Now bishop c8 to f5. Now knight b1, which is white, b1 to c3. Now black knight to from g8 to f6. Now queen d1 to e2, and then black queen d8 to d4. Now white queen e2 to b5. Now bishop f5, black bishop f5, black bishop f5 to d7, right? Now the bishop now is targeting the queen. Now what are you going to do? You say your queen, which is b5 to b7. You're running away from the bishop. Now says bishop d7 to c6. Now your bishop to b5, right? Now queen d4 to d7. Your queen, the black queen, I mean, from d4 to d7, right? And then the bishop, if the bishop is now taking b5 to c6, like this. Now it says queen d7 to c6. Now your queen to c8, checkmate, right? Now let's do this. How about this? Your knight g1 to f3, as it says. Now black pawn d7 to d5, right? And now pawn e1 to e4, and then pawn d5 to e4, right? Now knight f3 to g5. Now queen d8, black queen d8 to d5. Now look at this. Now the queen is targeting the white knight. But how about my pawn? How about pawn d1 d2 to d3, right? And then pawn e4 to d3, right? Now you release what? Bishop f1 to d3. How about the queen from d5 to g2, right? Now you say your bishop from d3, to e4, right? Now look at this. Now you trapped your queen, the queen of the black queen, I mean. You trapped it. Where the queen is going to go? But I think for now, the queen will come here. When comes here, what about this queen? Right? Now, let's say the queen is still here. And then the queen wants to survive. How? How is it going to survive? Like this? I don't think so. This is the simple trick that you may use to your fellow chessmates.